everyone. So before I present about my topic today, let me introduce myself. My name is Miracle Jade Karundeng, and currently I'm taking BS Psychology in Adventist University of the Philippines. My topic today is about bipolar disorder. So in general perspective, many people think that bipolar is when people is moody or has a mood swings or something like that. But in fact, the meaning of bipolar itself is very far from that. Bipolar disorder is an episodic mood disorder. Episode means that sometimes it appears and sometimes it doesn't, or it's neutral. There are two episodes intended here. The first one is manic episode, which means overly happy or energetic or having a high self-esteem. And the second one is depressive episode, which means he or she has no enthusiasm at all, or we can say they are hopeless or discouraged and something like that. So, what are the symptoms of bipolar disorder? Well, actually, there is no definite pattern or interval because bipolar is divided into several types, and there are 4 types of it. The first one is bipolar 1 disorder, the second one is bipolar 2 disorder, the third one is cyclothymic disorder, and the last one is bipolar disorder due to another medical or substance abuse disorder. Of these 4 types, the symptoms are all different. Like for example, there are those whose duration is only 4 days and they return to depressed or neutral, and there's also symptoms of more than 1 week, and there are so many other examples of symptoms. So, what are the signs that someone is bipolar? Well, the signs of bipolar disorder are manic and depression, although sometimes not all people with bipolar symptoms showing depression, but what is important is there are manic symptoms. So, what are the causes of bipolar disease? In fact, there is no single cause of bipolar itself. There are actually many factors. Some says that we explain about bipolar disorder from the theory of stress diathesis. Diathesis means there's tendency and stress means there's pressure, or there are conditions that might trigger the diathesis itself. So maybe there's also connection with genetic, or there's relation with traumatic brain injury. For example, when he was a child, he got hit very hard on his head that caused an injury to his brain, and as time goes by, he experienced severe stress, such as family conditions that are filled with violence, or maybe sexual harassment, or ever used drugs that can trigger the bipolar itself. So, what treatment is done for people with bipolar disorder? Well, the main treatment is that they should be given a psychopharmacology that leads to mood stabilizers, such as lithium, which is usually given. Then they must also be given a psychoeducation, and the psychoeducation referred here is not only providing information about the disease, but more to self-disclosure. Discuss about what is your difficulty, what is your view about this bipolar, what do you think will be your difficulties later, or what do you worry about. So it's more like them being able to open up about their problems. Then after that, we also need to do a psychotherapy, especially a cognitive behavioral therapy, which aims to help them modify a more positive mindset. So for example, if these things can trigger their stress, manic, or depression, we will point out to something that are more positive or more positive perspective. Then, they will practice to recognize the signs of the emergence of symptoms so that it will not be developing, and they will practice to return to their social life. For example, there are some of them that when they experience a manic episode, eventually they are forced to quit school or stop working. Then, when they want to re-enter their social environment, there must be a feelings of stress or worry, and that's what we will fix through the cognitive behavioral therapy. So, before I end my topic today, let me tell you something. Mental illness sometimes referred to as a no-causal disease. Like for example, when someone gets cancer or has heart surgery, their friend, family, or even neighbors are quick to show their support. But this doesn't happen as often when they are dealing with mental illness. People might be afraid even to tell others what's going on, and when they do, they are rarely given the same type of understanding that someone struggling with physical health condition is. But things are getting better. Stigma for mental illness is decreasing, and more people recognize that it should be treated equally as physical health. So don't be afraid to reach out to your support system when you need help. Or you might also like to try to attending some support group for friends or family members. Your health is also important, and you will be best able to help others when you take care of yourself as well. So lastly, I want to share you one verse from the Bible that we can find in Philippians 4 verse 4, which says, "Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice." So don't worry and always be happy. Thank you.